Hello, it's Doug Murin here again. Um, I still haven't replaced that light up there. I intended to today, but a lot going on. Um, I thought I'd do my weekly tips on on a video piece um, uh, rather than write all of them up. Of course, you've noticed here that I did write up two or three tips. Um, what I want to do in this tips section is to just move quickly through a couple points, and I want to title it uh, three major mistakes that are hidden that we are making as a church group. Um, the the reason I want to deal with them is this way is that we often don't see them, and we go over a lot of things. In fact, some of our biggest enemies are those things that we're unaware of. So let me get into some of them that might help you. Number one, we are really blowing it with women over 50 years old, basically baby boomers. I, for a long time, have been some sort of an expert on baby boomers, and I'm writing another book on them, in fact, and putting out an e-zine called The Baby Boomerang. What you need to know about this group is they're highly competent women. They've reached their age where they have experienced quite a bit and they know a lot. And frankly, in the church, they're treated like older people and sort of looked down to it, and they feel this way. 92% of women over 50, now you got to hear this, don't come up with aberration or say, no, we don't do that. No, you do. 92% said they are angry with schools, government, retailers, manufacturers, and the church for not taking them seriously. Now, uh, what I would suggest you think about this right away. If you want to see some growth in your church, trust me, put some women over 50 in pastoral positions in major leadership areas, have them lead evangelism. They're often overlooked. And what you need to know about this group, you can't afford to lose them on a monetary level, a spiritual level, or even a family level. This group, women above 50, controls $19 trillion, which let me tell you what it is. It's equal to the national debt, and it's two-thirds of all the wealth in the United States. And they're angry. And they are leaving our churches, these baby boomer women. One I spoke with, I said, why aren't you going to church anymore? She said, well, for 25 years, I taught fourth grade kids. And when my husband retired, I just wanted to travel with him a little bit. And I went to the pastor and said we'd be gone a little bit. And the pastor said, well, who will fill in with the kids? And she said, right then I realized that because I was a woman and older, my role was to take care of kids. She said, I'm tired of those kids. I want to do something a little more meaningful. Which, by the way, is not just women reflecting this kind of statement. Men are bored with church, and what they'll tell you if they're tired of hearing sermons, they want to do something. In subsequent videos, I'm going to talk about a program I put together that we're practicing and trying out in a few areas. So let me tell you, sit down with your women over 50, get to know them, they want to get in the real game. Let them in. Get rid of the old boys club and don't get overly fixated with the millennials. And remember this group, you'll be happy you did. Okay, second point is a very, very simple thing we often overlook as well, and it is this. Visitors who come to your church, their number one concern, as we've said in previous ones, is to look foolish or and such, and to be confused. Take great care to make certain that your church understands the value of a visitor, not just by raising their hands, but you need to train, probably if you have a church of 100, you need to train 20 people how to treat visitors. I'll tell you what I did. I called them the spies. About the time we had about 200 or 300 people, I gathered together 120 of them, and I trained them how to spot somebody lonely, how to spot somebody that was needed healed, how to spot a new person, how to spot a confused person. And I trained them what you do, and they kind of watched around and they walked up to them very discreetly because they were very skilled. And so there were very few people that came to our church that didn't get, embraced and probably assimilated. And I've encouraged to do that. Churches do that for years. They rarely do it when I suggest it because it's a little work. Gee, you got to get these people together. You got to train them. But the great part is, I'm going to tell you, the best things that churches do are organic like that. Assimilation cards and all of that work you put into that, frankly, most of it's wasted. Trust me, most of it's wasted. Now, 85% of people who come to a church were brought by a friend or relative, but get your spies together. Give them some name that isn't religious. Like, don't call them assimilation group or anything like that. Our group would love to be called the spies. So I'm going to stop there. That's enough. I'll be back later. I apologize for the lighting here. My gosh, that looks scary to me. But kind of watch out for my book on the baby boomerang here.